Hello, Rec87 here, and welcome back to Combat Mission Battle for Normandy. We are once again with the Argyll and Southern Highlanders and their assault on the village of Mondrainville. So last time, it was quite an exciting episode last time, I must admit. We kind of cranked up the pressure on their on the German kind of position here, which we're holding in the final objective. Just flash them up. In this Marianne, where they're really holding a hard position along this hedge line and in amongst these houses, as well as having some serious armoured support back here. We used the howitzer barrage to good effect, which knocked out 2 half-tracks and 1 armoured car, as well as a number of infantry we don't know about. And meanwhile, we managed to destroy a Panzer II with a Piat detachment from this building here, who boldly gave their lives so that Panzer II could be destroyed and we could help push forward our advance. Meanwhile, we used the opportunity as the Germans were a bit more disrupted to reinforce our own kind of fire base along the edge of this hedge here, as well as trying to bring forward our armoured car elements to support, although they had some, and still do have some spotting issues. Meanwhile, we were aware of a potential anti-tank gun on this flank here, so we have got a mortar barrage called in upon that, and we are about to push in with our armoured cars. So we've got this one kind of leading the way, which hasn't been shot at yet, which took an injury earlier in the campaign. Our injury took a shell from a Panzer II, took out the turret, took out the driver. Essentially, it has no weapons, which you can see from. Actually, maybe it does have weapons. It might have just been the gunner that got injured. So I had been under the assumption that it was the turret got knocked out, and that it couldn't fire, but actually with another crewman this might be a useful vehicle. Anyway, that's a bit of an aside. So what I'd like to do now that there's an ongoing barrage is to push in with these vehicles and help trying to clear this flank, and if there is a AT piece here that the mortar hasn't taken out, to finish it off with the guns on the trucks. And on the other side, we got good spots on the Panzer IV from these buildings. We're just kind of relocating our scouts, and we're going to move a Piat team in to see if they can't have a pop at this Panzer, which will be a fantastic result if we can. In fact, let's get them ordered now. All the way up to level 3, please. Good. And you know what I'm going to give you? It shouldn't really be required, but look, only shoot at armour within like 70 metres. You've got one job, see to it. We are bringing up some infantry support again, because this will be a nice little flanking position on the final objective to take. Meanwhile, we had been moving some additional units into these buildings. Initially just into the first floor, but it's probably time to move them up a level, which again is dangerous. Moving into the second floor, just partly due to a number of people that can also see you, which can, therefore, if you're shooting at from multiple targets, you can't suppress them all. But I think there's enough targets left that there's only one really firm spot we've got, which from these scouts, which are on the second floor. So we should be able to push up and attack them. We will have to do something about this MP40 man who's having a go at some of our guys here. And in fact, if you're able to shoot at him already, yeah, maybe just please do. I probably don't even need to give you an attack command. In fact, these guys who were on a hold fire order, join in. Let's see if we can't deal with that. Get rid of that guy. Meanwhile, armoured cars, I'm afraid, are going to have to do a bit of a recce. So this is pretty reckless, I'm not going to lie. But it should hopefully be worthwhile, given the spotting we've had thus far on this side. It should be a nice quick manoeuvre to take out whatever's left of this AT gun, using what's essentially a bit of a dummy car, which kind of sucks to be him, but sacrifices occasionally need to be made. Right, so we'll keep this guy going quick all the way up to here. Okay, we'll see how that goes. It could be disastrous, not gonna lie. I'm usually much more conservative, but maybe with positive results in the last episode, Got me being a bit more forward than usual. Okay, I think that's all the actions we're going to give at the moment. Let's just run the next minute and see what happens. Let's start. Oh, where to start? Two exciting things. Let's start on this side. Yeah, we'll do that. So many exciting things to look at. Okay, go. We'll see what happens. Well, we'll know pretty quickly what's going to happen over here if this first vehicle suddenly stops existing. We'll cancel it over there and we'll come back and have a look at it, because three separate things I want to have a quick look at. These look like great mortars for at least suppressing, if nothing else. As long as we can get into a good position before the mortar barrage ends and essentially pick up that suppression. We're going to have a bit of a traffic jam here. I thought my recon car would be the quickest, but there you go. Hurry up. What's got you going so slowly? You are threatening my whole sweeping maneuver here. So meanwhile he still exists, which is a great outcome. You are absolutely killing me, Humber. We'll look over. Okay, so that wasn't the quite the quick sweep in I was hoping for. I don't know why this guy's going so slowly. Your wheels are a bit damaged. Maybe that's it. Alright, we can have a look at that. Right, meanwhile, let's jump back a minute. I don't want to watch the film in it quite 3 times, but I do want to see what happens over here, especially as we gave a fire command for our Dalmor, who couldn't see this half-track, despite the fact he clearly should be able to. So we gave him a fire command just at the hedge in front, on the hope that you know, one of the shells would damage the half-track behind it. Hang on. Was that Panzerschreck just came at us? Oh, yes it was. Okay. Might have to pull this guy out for his own safety. Luckily got away with one there, to be perfectly honest. Surprised we didn't get injuries off shrapnel for our infantry, but okay. So you are, yeah, I don't think you're going to damage that guy shooting the hedge. It was a potential plan. Oh. Looks like our scout didn't last very long either. So this could be a risk for our Piet teams. Who took you out? You got into position and then were quickly eradicated by the Panzer itself. Okay, that's fair. So that could be a potential downside of our great plan here. That's another Panzerschreck I think we just avoided. Yeah, I'm going to have to get him to pull out here if he survives this minute, assuming he did. Oh, and another Panzerschreck survived. Wow. So I'm assuming that's what they are. We might be able to go in and have a look. Just by the kind of general low velocity of them, yeah. So a bit of luck on our side, which I will always take. I'm a little worried about my Piet team now that my scout got instantly wiped by that Panzer. I'm also surprised, Jesus, I'm also surprised this guy hasn't pulled back, having had, what's that, 3, 4 Panzerschrecks explode in the hedge in front of him. Okay, well, it was eventful, maybe not in the way I was expecting it. So, I'm going to pull him back. Danger of double clicking. Pull him back, swing him round, probably somewhere just in this open here. We'll hopefully get line of sight in that half track. I'll tidy up these guys' movements so we don't trip each other up. I need to decide what to do with this guy. I do want to push him forward. I still think it's the right play. In fact, you know what, we'll put this onto a hunt. Put that onto a face as well. Make sure we... I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I also think this AT gun, which if I'd sitting here, oh no, hoping a prayer and doing absolutely nothing, I think we're going to have to move. Not entirely sure where to, but we are definitely going to have to move them. I mean, long-term plan B, if this doesn't work, is probably going to be to rehitch this AT gun kind of clear ourselves a position along this hedgerow and then try and bring it up. But it's tricky because it takes so long to unlimber. It does. Right, anyway, I'm going to go. I'll do those vehicle movements and then we'll come back for hopefully the excitement of taking out another tank. Alright, orders tweaked as discussed. The one change I made, it's probably not really even noticeable if I put it here, but I actually told these guys to go just to a second story rather than a third, because I was just thinking about my scouts, and they got okay to the second story building here. It was only when they went to go out to the third story here that they got spotted and killed, and yeah, it might be purely coincidental, might be the building, but I did also have a thought that it might be that just the kind of going up the extra levels is giving them longer time to spot and therefore fire, so maybe the second might be all we need, and it should be ample enough height to get a target on these guys. We'll see. If this doesn't work, like say, we'll have to try a bit of a wilder plan, but it is the last Piat team and I'm a little nervous, not necessarily for this mission but for future missions, if we're using the same platoons, in that we are down to this is the last Piat detachment in this entire 3 platoon section we've got here. Meanwhile, I did tweak these guys' movement orders, so hopefully they'll sort themselves out. Although I'm feeling relatively good about there not being an AT gun here. But we shall see. Or at least being one that's no longer resisting. Okay, let's crack forward for the next minute. That usually, confidence is usually followed by vehicles exploding. It's what usually happens. But once we've made that confirmation, then I can push this armor car into this field and take care of the guys in this building and all sorts. Oh, we got another quick spot. Right, let's end of mission, right? We better make sure he's gone or suppressed now, or else he's going to be able to have a pop. Let's come around here. Yeah, you've made it way okay. Sorry, kind of flying around the map. Probably a little bit too much for smooth viewing. Let's see what happens here with who's going to be our heroes now. Corporal Glenn. Do they make the spot from the second story? See, they do. They're probably going to be... hit frontal armour, to be honest. Worth noting, obviously the Germans seem to have a bit of defence in depth going around here. Isn't going to matter a snot if we can flank them. However, I have realised also the danger. This Panzer decides, actually I'm going to go off in this direction. He will happily have these 3 guys for lunch. So I've definitely gone for a slightly riskier play in this one. Made this, and it pays off. It pays off beautifully. Oh, that's a good feeling. Honestly, it's moments like this make this game fantastic. We spent, what's that, like 2.5 hours of gameplay getting into a nice position to take care of their heavy weapons. Excellent. First shot as well. I mean, you'll have seen from previous games, it took me kind of several P8 shots at like 20 meters to take out half-tracks and things, and armoured cars, so yeah, full credit to this guy. Hip firing, shoulder firing a P8, and all he could really see is the turret with that wall there, so that is a pretty good shot. And there she goes. Hit the front turret armour and melts it. That is a fantastic result, because the only other vehicle we've seen from these guys is a half-track, and all it has is a machine gun. So our armoured cars are essentially impervious, with the exception of Panzerschrecks. So keep a little bit of distance and we should be able to hose these guys down. Good. Providing, of course, there isn't an AT gun over here suddenly pops up. But that's a nice little win, especially as we can now put some infantry in here and really flank these positions. Again, attracting a lot of heat for their victory, but definitely worth it. Oh, that's interesting. So we have spotted one other vehicle. So we've got a recon car armed with machine gun. Pwah! Okay, fantastic, great minute, Really happy with that. Let's jump into the canvas. Oh, we can, sorry, before we go that, we have seen a second half track here. It's still up and... oh, there's no one in it. So this one looks like it's been knocked out from a crew perspective, or potentially taking damage and they've bailed. Maybe, did we know about this one before? Actually, we might have done, seeing it from a different angle. One, two half tracks. Potentially. Another victim of the mortar around there, likely. Okay. Excellent. I think we're in a very, very good spot. Who can see him? Those guys. Alright. Hopefully we can change that. So you... and it is dangerous going too far ahead with these armoured cars. One is to obviously run into anti-armour assets. The other one is if there's infantry hanging about, then simply by having kind of Panzerfaust, Panzerschrecks, things like that, it's not going to end well. I'm gonna be pretty bold with this guy, because, well, I am using him as a bit of a guinea pig. Now we know there's infantry in here, so what I'm probably going to do is I will get this guy to come up. We want a confirmation that this AT gun does not exist. I will give you a quick hunt order up this direction, and then we're going to use you to flank in here. And I am feeling supremely confident that they have nothing for us to worry about. Which, like I said, usually it's what happens right before many, many bad things. But we've got such good scouting over most of the map, I don't feel like it's going to be the case here. Good. Good. Right. I do want its infantry section to come give us some supporting fire. You still can't see this half track, eh? That does upset me. What I think I'm going to do, a couple of things. Let's get you guys to quickly come out this building. I'm going to have you come along here and go into a second story. I'm also going to change your armor arc to be slightly further out. And like, feel free to have a pop of that half track. I'm also going to get this infantry section. We'll get you guys to take a residence in this second story. The idea being, hopefully, you'll be a bit protected from the guys in this hedge line, and you can kind of put some flanking fire onto the troops here. That's the general plan anyway. We'll move you forward. So these guys are going to push in. Hopefully our, I think it's a 37mm guy. Yeah, our Staghound will spot and take care of him. And we can bring our armoured car into the kind of reverse side of this infantry. To be honest, we don't need to push forward too much more yet. Yeah, and we've got this other Staghound, I believe, can hopefully take care of that infantry, and then we can start pushing him a bit more with our leg men. Alright, let's run the next minute. See if the Germans have anything up their sleeve I have not accounted for. So we... oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Right. Quick pause. What is it? What condition is it in? Abandoned. Brilliant. Brilliant, the mortar team did their job. Excellent. So that was definitely the last threat on this flank. Good. So it should be lots of fire now from these armoured cars racing up the flanks. Some more German artillery falling behind our lines, which is where we like it to fall. Need to kind of pressure them from the front as we sweep round the side. This could be our armoured car here. Oh, I was going to say facing off against the German he can't do anything about, but this guy finished them off. Hopefully he will also spot the recce car down here and take it out, but we shall see. And we've got a nice couple of machine guns to attack the infantry in the back. These guys are getting pulverized. That was maybe a little bit of a bold move, a bit overconfidence. Let's throw in a quick pause. So what? That's a lot of infantry icons. And we are causing the odd casualty, but that is quite a lot of infantrymen. So that's kind of 2 sections worth there. What have we got here? That's a lot of dead Germans, but still, that's another. I don't know if these are full sections or kind of what was like supporting teams, so smaller ones of kind of mortars and artillery and that. Potentially not. And then another one here. So yeah, we could have like a couple of platoons worth. So that's maybe kind of 2 platoons in there and another one holding the line. That wouldn't be unreasonable. So we've probably been a little bit overconfident with our position here. And we are taking a few casualties to boot. I had hoped this guy would do a bit better. He has done the spotting. So we'll continue to bring them in to put pressure on the backs of these guys. And it looks like our armoured car here is taking out these guys, so we can move some infantry around and kind of flank them from that side as well. Right, anyway, let's play out the rest of this minute. Oh, is our car's got a spot? No. Okay, but we can look at that. Good. So that was okay. That was okay. Again, these guys are a little bit exposed. If they can hold it together for not too long, we will be able to support them. Alright, so plans for the next minute. I'm going to get this, I think this is a staghound or down there, staghound, to do essentially hunt in a straight line down here to take this guy out. And then I'm going to get our recce car just to sweep in kind of behind into this field. And I'm tempted, I think I probably will, swing this armoured car slightly wider. Although there might not be, in fact I might swing him out right the way wide. I could bring him back into kind of this position-ish. Long term that might be a great place to put him. Meanwhile we're going to start moving some of these guys through the hedge line in towards these buildings. And I think I'm just going to hold these guys exactly where they are as a base of fire. I noticed that these guys didn't seem to have a go. Maybe they will though. I assume they count all vehicles as armour. Anyway, I'm going to go and I'll put the orders in and then we'll run ahead. And yeah, we'll continue working on mopping up operations. And the real goal here is going to be to minimise our own casualties and not let overconfidence go to our heads. Well, my head anyway. Okay, that's all orders given, just as discussed. It is worth noting our old friend, the Dalmer here, continues to be able to fail to spot absolutely anything. And it might just be this hedgerows getting in his way, but it is it's pretty frustrating how rubbish he's being. I was tempted to try and pull at least some of these guys out, but they're kind of panicked, so that's not going to happen. Anyway, while we're talking, we have seen potential icon here saying, oh, there's an icon here, potential sound contact for another armoured vehicle. I would hazard a guess it's probably another half track, but something we'll have to be wary of. Let's push forward next minute. Hopefully we shall see our staghound take care of this recon car, and it has resolved itself to be another half track. With, ooh, slightly more dangerous actually. Actually a lot more. So it's got 20 mil on it. Which could cause some of our lighter armoured ones some concern, so we'll have to watch out what we're doing there. These guys continue to have a bad time of it. Haven't taken any more casualties though, but they are going to run away. And there we go. So this guy, after having spotted this unit, pop smoke and run away. Can't blame it. On the plus side, we have a slightly heavier car coming round, which we should be able to use to come and take care of him, or alternatively we will use this staghound here. We should be hunting towards this recon car. Okay, let's keep going on, see if we can see anything interesting happen. Oh, our scout's finally been spotted. Hopefully he can make it to ground and hide his head. Okay, hopefully you have the spot. You don't. Who is it? Oh, it's this car. Alright. So can you see anyone? You can see this thing. That's... Are you actually firing at it? Even though it's empty. So this is the problem. So I've got him on a hunt order. So because he can see that car, he maybe stopped me to shoot at it. And it looks exactly what he's doing. That's disappointing. Well, he's destroyed it, so, you know, he'll feel good about that. Plus, these guys are starting to get hammered. Really need to kind of collapse in around the back here. These boys continue to have a bad day. Oh, hello. Right, let's jump back 5 seconds. So I'm assuming that came from you. Yes, it did. So our Stackhound finally got himself onto the right target that we were after. Spotted this kind of recon car. Kind of HQ type car. Boom. Interestingly, they haven't bailed out. He's not dead. So, damage but not out. But another round should finish them off. So, originally, I keep saying the word so, I had been planning to swing him into this position to take care of the kind of back end of this field. But I'm now tempted to actually swing him out wider. Try and have a pop of that armoured car. Which might be a better way of doing it. What I could do actually is have him hold position, kill this guy, and then have him hold position, and then next minute have them both move in a position where they can see that car. So we should be able to gang up on them, which is probably a more sensible play because we've still got a little bit of time. For once, I'm not worried about time actually. I feel like we've got plenty of time to get the job done. You guys are hiding out on the ground floor with 2 casualties. That's okay. You guys are pinned. I tell you, just stick your heads down. It's not worth it right now. You two. Hey, we've got a spot. Just our Humber has the spot. Okay, so it's not our... You won't be able to take it a half track, but you'll be able to hurt the infantry, so that's okay. These guys look like they're getting pretty badly chewed up. Alright. And we have people starting to push out. A little bit open. A lot kind of zigzaggy stuff, but I'm confident we're in a good position. We are going to... Actually, that's not entirely true. We are going to be a little bit exposed from this gap here. So you should be looking to fill it, and indeed you are. And your job is to be honest, it's to body block more than anything. Okay, good. You have no orders? That's unusual. I suppose he stopped when he got his hunt right. So you're going to beat upon that guy. So yeah, maybe I'll get them both just to hold where they are for a minute. Then we'll get them to both push up at the same time, as well as our kind of dummy car. And we'll hopefully take care of that last slight threat. And then we'll mop up the infantry. I like it. We'll go for that. Yeah, so next minute then we'll just, as is, no new orders, we'll just run them with it. And you just continue to beat upon infantrymen you see. That's fine, we definitely have the kind of fire superiority on this hedge line. Oh, we got another hit on that. Still not knocked out. So 37 is taking a little bit of work. Right. Let's throw in a quick pause here, there's a lot of things going on. So, things what are happening. You are continuing to batter this guy. But he's taken 2 hits so far and is not knocked out. Which I'm surprised by. I know 37mm is a fairly low caliber. You know it. But these are it's armoured cars we're talking about. Meanwhile, this dude... Have you spotted him? No, but presumably you will in a moment. Who has spotted you? Our dummy car, okay. Meanwhile, and I will rewind it slightly, because this guy's getting loads of penetrations. Is that just from our Humber? Well, let's zoom around a little bit. So if we go back, say 10 seconds, is that you doing this good work? Ah, no, he finally got the spot. Okay, good. Credits where credit due. Pulled out when I'm mad. Right, now this is where the interesting thing is going to happen. What's going to happen with this guy? Now we are being quite noisy. It's obviously going to help him spot us. Right, so he spotted it and ran away from it. Are you still battering this thing? Maybe these are more heavily armoured than I give them credit for. Perhaps this is going to be a harder job than I thought. Yeah, that's... I mean, he keeps getting these penetrations in the upper left hull. But why is this not getting knocked out? Look at that. How can there be any crew left? Maybe there isn't. But that's a slight cause for concern with this guy. Well, maybe it's time to pull out the P. In fact, it's definitely time to pull out the P team and swing them further along this road. Okay, let's go. Run the last 8 seconds. Oh, I've double clicked it now. Oh, we took a little bit of injury there. We'll go have a look at that. Okay. Oh, we took a lot of injuries here. What on earth? That was a grenade. Oh my goodness. All this hurt. And it's probably my own fault for moving the guys forward as too much. Overconfidence, that's what happens. I think I did have them on a hunt order, but obviously they've not spotted these guys until it's too late. Yeah, I've just been too cocky. I was thinking I'll swing in here without any incident. That's absolutely horrific. Seven casualties, which is probably as many casualties I've taken this far in the mission. Slightly annoyed with myself for that one. Yeah, we'll be able to deal with them, but that's not really the point. Okay. Let's jump into command phase. Okay, what we're gonna do? Apparently, this thing is still taking beats off this guy. You've got to think it's out of action though. What's your ammo like? Yeah, plenty. All right, so plan. Get this universal carrier, swing slightly round, kind of tweak its direction so we can put some machine gun fire on here. Maybe retweak some of these orders just so we don't expose themselves to fire from what's in these guys. Let's check what kind of weapons they have. Just rifles. That may, although to be honest, that could have been a Panzerschreck rather than a grenade. They might have, you know, they can use those on people. Yeah, so I'll look at some of these orders, make sure we're not exposing ourselves too much to that. I'm tempted actually to bring this recon car all the way over here, because he's kind of stuck where he is until we deal with that, to help out with this brain carrier. And then we'll continue to move people in, keep the fire base, and probably give myself a little bit of a kicking for having got 7 on my brave pixel driven murder so easily. But I'll put those moves in and then we can come back for the next minute. Okay, orders issued. Again, as I said, I'm going to bring this recon car across to help drive these guys out of the house, and I've held one of the sections from pushing any further across this field, and I'm getting those which are already in the open to be a bit quicker about it. And in fact, I might give these guys an order to make them all the way on the other side of this fence. Also noticed, which at some point, this obviously the mortar barrage, which we'd kind of seen coming, unfortunately it took out our IC's Jeep. She's not going to be very happy about. We've obviously got a very unhappy driver here. So, but if that's all the damage it caused, I will take that. And we'll continue just from our kind of fire base here to put pressure on these guys. And yeah, we'll just try and tidy up the rest of these lines without too many more casualties. Although that's what I said last time, and look what happened. Right, let's run with one more minute, and then that will be the end of this episode, and then we should be able to finish things up in the next one. So I kind of tweaked this brain carrier, so just get him to back up and straighten on, kind of lessons learned from the last mission. And he should be able to at least put some brain fire into the house, suppress those guys. Again, it looked like we just had rifles though, but they must have had a grenade or something. At least it's not machine gun, else that can be pretty nasty for the guys moving across the field. Again, just a little bit of overconfidence, I think, at the final end. Oh, they've taken another position in the house there. So right, we should be able to deal with that. And there we go, the brain carrier's getting involved. That's what we want to see. So this, it's just kind of mop-up operations, really. And finally, looks like we've actually... Did we... Oof, nice machine gun fire there. Just going to jump back a little bit. Did we finally take care of that car? Seeing as we put so many rounds into it, let's see its actual death knell. Well, that didn't kill it. Oh, we've just now decided it's knocked out. Okay, slightly odd, but I'll accept it. Oh, and it of the 2 remaining men or 3 remaining men, we've lost another couple to this what was a HMG team. That is unfortunate. Do they actually have their HMG? Rifle, and pistol. So no, it looks like they've lost their actual gun. Obviously, didn't stop them taking out those guys. And who has turned up in this building? Looks like one of the half-track crews, or potentially in fact, it could be the Panzer crew with that kind of gear. Okay. And that's good, we've taken care of that car. So just the 1 armoured vehicle left on the German side of things. That would just be the best way of closing in on it. Yeah, I think that's the what was the car crew gets annihilated there. Okay, that's going to be in a minute. So 10 minutes to go. I say we're in a really strong position. I mean, the only real threat beyond my own overconfidence is this 1 vehicle, which I think we're going to have enough to take care of between, you know, we can bring in a P8 team, we've got a couple of armoured cars. It did take a lot, but we should be able to have overwhelming fire superiority. However, if the guys do chuck smoke and run away every time we see it, that may be not ideal. So we might have to see what we can do with the P8 team. They'll be real heroes if you take out 2 cars. But all that will have to wait till next time, and next time will be the last mission one way or another on this scenario. But I do hope you have enjoyed this one, and I do hope you join me for the next one, and I will catch you then.